Good evening, everybody. Hope everyone, give it a minute before everyone dials in here. Thank you guys for being here and joining me on this 4 strategies to stop people from wasting your valuable time. It's such an interesting concept, and I want to thank you guys for those of you guys who tune in and chime into all the videos and always participate. Teresa, as I expected, she's always watching the videos, and then it's great to be a part of this. Ashley and Desiree, always great to be a part of this as well. When we look at time, I have a lot to cover with this. So I hope you have maybe a pen and paper and some ideas that I'll share with you guys. I hope you guys got a lot of value on the 6 steps to financial mastery last week that we covered. I think it was last week. It feels like it's been going so fast already, but that we covered last week, and I'm going to cover more of this, more with that as well. And if you're not a part of the 6 steps to financial mastery course, I can just tell you, the people in it are getting their minds blown because they're seeing money from a completely different perspective. At least I think. I'm going to make the presumption they can comment on here if they want to. What's happening, Wendy? Ashley, good to have you on here as well. So I'm not going to go too long today, but I do want to cover some stuff with you guys to help get you some clarity on this. And I hear this a lot from people when they come to their time, when it comes to their life, and how people are time wasters, right? I don't know about you, but if you think about it, there are people in your life that will come along, and let me know if this is you, if this sounds like you, if you're actually doing this, or because I know I do this too, or it's something that someone else does. Okay, and I'm going to give you some strategies and tools today to help create clarity. And I said 4, and I probably got 5 or 6 to be honest with you. But so I'm going to kind of rapid fire them pretty quickly for you guys, so you guys can use them to put them into your life and understand why you do. As everything, the quest of mine has been why we do what we do. Why as humans do we think the way we do? Why is it that as people we act the way that we act? People will come along and waste your time, and you will go along and waste others' time. Both are based on emotions, and we're going to cover those emotions. But I want you to think about it and go to a point in your life where you've actually go ahead and you waste other people's times and what they do with their time. A lot of people do. Now, what about someone when they come along to you and they're wasting your time? I know I do this. I'm guilty of this. There's no question about it. Where I go and I'm sitting there thinking and I'm wasting other people's time. Why do we do these things? I start asking these questions. So we're going to cover why we do this. And then the second part of this we're going to really look into is how to stop this. Because time, if it's not valued, gets wasted. And Parkinson's law takes over. And Parkinson's law, as you know, well, you may know, may not know, whatever you don't put highest value and you don't prioritize in your life, it will get managed and thrown away to the low priorities in your life. The universe is waiting, and you are waiting for you to value yourself. The number one reason why people don't value their time and they let other people rob it is because they don't value time. And what they don't value about time is they don't value what it is that they do with that time. Let me give you an example of this. If someone is coming to me in a very when I'm in busy mode, I have a high value, I'm organized, I know exactly what I'm doing, and I'm moving in the direction, or anyone, not just me, any person for that matter, is moving in the state where they're actually moving to get what it is that they want, and they have a high purpose in what it is that they're doing with the time that they've been given. They're much more focused, they're disciplined, they're not going to tell someone and let someone come along and waste it. But if you over-exaggerate the time and you give yourself way too much time and you don't really think what you're doing is a high priority, you're going to basically let someone come along and waste it. You're going to let someone come in and take it away because you haven't set the dictation to what the priority of that time is. If you set the priority, what happens? It changes. See, time management is a delusion. You can't manage time. You're not that good as much as you think you are. Time management is, I guess, the work of the guy upstairs, because none of us on the planet know how to manage time. It's impossible. I've done it for years. I've been saying that for years, that you can't manage time. What you can manage is the task within the time. And if you want to manage the task that you're actually doing, you have to value the task that you're doing. If you're not valuing the task that you're actually doing, it's a myth and a perception that you think that you're actually going to value it, and as soon as you can get distracted from it, you'll go and get distracted. Because let's be real, Every one of us at some points gets distracted by the computer, the internet, social media. It's just you're always going away in distant lands. It's like, oh, here's an article on this thing. Here's an article on this. Here's an article on human behavior. Oh, okay, great. Let's follow that. It's like, how do we travel over here? How do we get to these destinations when we're working on what it is we're working? And then we ask ourselves, why am I not staying focused? Why can't I stay focused on the task at hand? Because you haven't given it a task value. And when we have task value, we don't let others come along and take away that time that we're focused on doing what it is we do want to do. I'll give you an example of this. My son, I use my son a lot. My daughter's a great example too, but I just use my son because it's easy, because he's got video games on his mind 24/7. If he's playing Fortnite, he will play Fortnite uninterrupted, focused, disciplined, not know where time goes. And if I have to interrupt him, I'm like, Dad, stop it. Leave me alone. I got things to do. No, you don't. You got Fortnite to play. But if he's sitting around doing something else, maybe reading, he's willing to get distracted as much as possible. I can walk by him and say, hey, Dad, what are you doing? What's going on? What's up? Because when you don't value a task, you're willing to let someone distract you. So if someone's coming along and you are letting them rob your time and your valuable time, it's because you're not valuing what you're doing. So the first thing to do is value the task within the time that you have. If you get that, then you set a priority why it's important to you, you change the dynamics of how you actually focus on the events at hand, and you stay present and conscious with what you're doing. But if you don't, people come along all the time, all day, and they take away your time. And then what happens is you get pissed off at yourself or them because you perceive that they wasted your time inside the process. And then you judge them. And you say, well, that person came along and they spent 45 minutes unexpected. Can you believe that, SOB? Unexpected, 45 minutes to spend time with us. Well, if you didn't say no and you didn't value what it is you were doing, you allowed them to do that. Then you don't judge that. So I hope that you get that. Value of number one. Let me know if that's making sense. Let me see if some of these comments are coming through while I'm looking at this. So Debbie, Eddie, good to see you. Christina, good to see you on here as well. All right. Lakeisha's been going nuts, it looks like. I've been struggling with this all week, driving myself crazy because it feels like there's not enough time in the day. No, there's always enough time in the day. There's always just enough for 24 hours. That's all it is. There's never more or less time. Get that, right? Please understand where time comes from. We think we can manage it. We think that there's not enough time. No, there's exactly enough time. It's the tasks we're not managing within the time we're given. If you get that distinction, it changes the way your productivity goes up. And I know there's a lot of people talking about productivity, and I don't really touch on that much, but it's a key to productivity. Second thing that you do when you let other people waste your time is you're subordinating yourself. You don't see the value in yourself and what you're doing, and what you do is you give someone else more power over you. When you give someone more power over you in your life, then you think what they're doing is more important than what you're doing. And they have more power over you because they control you. And when they control your life, your now mechanism behind that is going to limit you. Because you're going to look at it and say, if I value myself and what I am doing, what I'm here to do at this point in time, I'm not going to let someone take away my time. But if I subordinate myself and I don't think I'm worthy enough to do these things, and I think someone else is more powerful, and I see in that decision of that moment, every time that happens, I think that person is more important, then I'll let them waste my time. And I'm going to say this, and I hope this probably presses your buttons when I say this. Nobody wastes your time. You let them waste your time. And you only perceive it as a waste because you can't see its value and the feedback of what it's trying to teach you. The only reason you have a waster of time is because you're not valuing the time on the other side. If that person who's wasting your time is there to teach you to be able to go back and value your time, you no longer create time wasters. They disappear out of your life. So if you can look at an event in your life where someone comes in and says, well, this person's wasting my time. God, just talking to this person is just a waste of time. How did it serve you? If you can see that, then you'll stop getting people to waste your time, because Everything is trying to get you to a feedback of waking up to how it's of yourself. Let me know if you got that, because that's a big thing. And if you place yourself in a position to be able to value your own time, value what it is you do, and you see the people that are wasting it, you move forward and stop getting those time wasters. Number 3 that I want to go through. You can't say no because you're fearful. You're afraid of what people are going to think of you, what people are saying. And if you say no, oh my God, that makes you a bad person. You are just an ass of a person if you say no. Can you believe that you said no to something? But here's the dichotomy of this word, no. It's the most important word in the English language. People don't realize it. People think yes. There's a lot of personal development seminars say, say yes for every opportunity. Say yes for every opportunity. I don't know. Then you got crazy Trivedi over here saying, let's think about this. Do I want to say yes to everything? I mean, if there's a line of Coke in front of me, do I want to say yes because it's a new experience? No, I don't. I think it's wise for me to say no at this moment for that. But if we always say yes to everything, it's with context. But if we program our brain to say yes to everything, we're going to say, well, every experience is a positive experience. Not true, because there's negative feedback to wake you up to it. So if saying no, what if saying no was a positive thing to keep you along your lines of your mission? What if no is what is trying to wake you up from the delusion of saying yes all the time? Because your approval to yes is what's waking you up to say no. But most people are afraid of saying no. They're afraid of saying no to people. Because what are they going to think of me? If I say no, I'm a bad person. You judge yourself for saying no to other people. But then you judge yourself for not accomplishing what it is you said to accomplish. This is the crazy chaos that goes on in our mind. We have to be kind to everybody and say yes to everybody, but saying no to ourselves and our own whims and what we want. I learned a long time ago that it's wise for me to say no to everybody else and say yes to me and what it is I love to do. I'll give you a perfect example of this. I had a buddy of mine literally text me 45 minutes ago and say, everyone want to meet up for dinner and this and that. And I said, no, I got a Facebook Live to do. I got to meet with you guys tonight. It's Wednesday night. It's Facebook Live night. Today's Wednesday, right? Yeah. I said, it's time to meet with you guys and hang out with you guys tonight. Because this is high value to me. Teaching is a high value to me. I could have easily gone somewhere else. And I said, no, sorry, I can't make it tonight. We'll have to do it another night. He may have been offended. Maybe. It's okay. I'm not worried about it because he'll find something else productive to do. The only reason you're afraid to say no to somebody is because you perceive that you're going to hurt somebody by saying that. When you realize that when you say no to somebody, you let them go figure out a different creative way to go figure out what it is that they want to do, you actually end up serving them. And when you realize that every no means service to them, that you don't stop in saying no. Now you realize that what you do is the most important thing. Because the fourth component comes up as I'm reading some of these messages as they're coming through. The fourth component comes up is you have an addiction to the approval of other people. Ooh, he said it. Damn it. He said it tonight. He said there's an approval addiction or actually a fear of rejection. Approval addiction comes from the fear of rejection. What are they going to think of me? What if they reject my life? What if they do? Who fucking cares? Oh, I said that out loud. I'm sorry. What if they do? What if they do reject you? So many people put up their identity in the value of other people and what they're saying and what they think of you and what they believe in you, that their identity now becomes who you are. And when their identity becomes who you are, now you fear the loss of their approval because they'll reject you. When they reject your life, now your identity of yourself goes down. That's why I started this all the way in the beginning by saying it's about your self-worth. Because if you allow people to rob your time and rob you from doing what it is you love to do, then what will happen is you're going to realize that it's because you're afraid of saying no because you're afraid of their opinions of you. If their opinion doesn't matter and you realize that it doesn't matter and you're not addicted to it and you're willing to let go of their opinion of you, they'll actually probably begin to love and appreciate you instead of stomping all over you. Because most people who are trying to take your time are the ones that are actually not valuing you as an individual. Does that make sense? Let me know. Because if it's not valuing your time, not valuing what you do, then that person doesn't respect you enough to value you. If you can't say no to somebody and say, look, I'd love to have this conversation, maybe this is at work or in the office, or maybe with a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a spouse, husband, wife, whatever it is, or maybe you're those damn kids. If you can't say no, hey, I need to pay attention to what I'm focused on right now. I'd love to attend to what you're discussing, but I need to do it at a later time. Is it truly, truly that important? It's not crisis? Great. Most people are trying to bring their crisis into your life and distract you from what it is your priority. Because they don't know how to manage their time, their priorities, and their challenges. They want you to come along and solve it. This is the key in management. Management is not about actually doing anything productive. It's about solving problems all day long. Other people's problems that they're inept to solve for themselves. Let me know if this is making sense. If you can value yourself and say no to other people and say, look, I want to attend this, but I got stuff going on my plate here. And this is a little bit more pressing and priority for me. They're going to say, oh, okay, I'll have to attend to this later. And what you're going to do for them is you're going to make them figure it out on themselves. If they figure it out for themselves, you've actually served them to become better at what they do. However, most people can't do that because we feel we need to be good and kind and loving to do that. So if this is making sense, let me know. If it's not and you have questions, write them down, just type them in there and I'm going to try and come to them in a little bit. So how do we get rid of this? Because if you guys, the truth is this, is that if we learn to manage the tasks within the time that we have, then what we do is we end up creating empowerment and value and appreciation for ourselves. I was just speaking with a wonderful woman this evening. Just got the heart of gold. She really does. She's got the heart of gold, but she's so scared on the inside of letting other people down that she's looking at it and just saying to herself, man, and you've heard this pervasive philosophy, is that you fake it till you make it. Man, I don't want to fake shit. I'd rather be real. And I get on here and I swear with you guys and I do that. And some people may not like it. Okay. If your thinking is that limited because I have to be someone I'm not, then you probably are not going to like what I have to say anyways. But I'd rather be honest and real to who I am than fake it till I make it. I've faked it for a very long time, and a lot of people do. And what it does, it creates that chaos in your life. It creates the emotions that causes you to go into chaos. And you know what I'm talking about. You're living there. A lot of you are living there. I've seen it. I've talked to you. But that chaos is what prevents you from moving forward into your life. And you can't value who you are. Time wasters are a byproduct of lack of self-worth. 18 minutes and 33 seconds in, I said it. If you value yourself, you don't let people waste your time because what you do has meaning to yourself. And it sounds like it's about your arrogance inside of that, but it's not about your arrogance. It's about you actually showing up to the table to provide what you are designed to do for the world, to be of service to the world. And when you can design that, you can set up your life to be of service to the world, and you can realize that what you do has meaning for the world, you don't let people rob you from that. You don't let people come along and take away from your life and take away from what you give to the world. But if you think that what you give to the world isn't valuable enough, then what you do is you let people rob it. You let people take it away. Now, I'm not talking about true emergency crisis. I'm not talking about that at all. I'm talking about truly valuing what it is you do. Because if you can get that, then you'll move forward to it. So, yeah, fake it till you make it is heard. When I entered in real estate, yeah, it's all this nonsense. You got to fake it till you make it. Why would you want to be fake? I want to be who I am, man. I love who I am. I want to look in the mirror and say, I just love me. And it's cool. I don't want to be anybody else. I had to think about this for a long time. I was asking my son one time. We were having this discussion, and he asked me this question when he was 6 years old. He said, Dad, I got a question for you. why am I brown? This is what he asked me. I said, why am I brown? And I go doctor mode. I'm all like, son, you have these melanocytes in your body. And these melanocytes, what they do is they absorb the sunlight. And actually, what it's doing, it's giving you protection from all this. He's like, I don't get it. He's like, I don't like it. I'm not like everybody else in my class. They're all white. I thought, yeah, they are. And he said, I want to be like everybody else. And I said, do you really? And it wasn't until I sat down with him and I explained to him the value that, look, if you're Caucasian and then you're listening to this, I had to use this as an example. I said, son, we don't get burned. We can be out in the sun all day. We'll get dark, but we won't get burned. Very rarely do we get burned. I said, that's an advantage. We don't have to go through that pain. He said, oh, really? He didn't know that. I said, now, if you don't realize that, he's going to think he's not worthy enough. He's going to think he's different. And I explained to him, I said, the more you realize that you're designed to be who you are, the more you actually appreciate who you are, the more you're going to stop trying to change yourself and trying to be like everybody else. And he got it. And he was like, oh, then I don't want to be like anybody else, Dad. I don't want to be white or black or Asian. I just want to be Indian or born Indian in America. And I'm cool with that. And that was it. He got it. You don't have to fake it to try and be like he's someone he's not. So my man, Zunaid Kagbi, this is one of my best friends, guys, who's on this right now since I was like, geez, I don't know, how old were we? 13, 14 years old. And he's watching this video with us today. And the idea of faking it till you make it only leads you to more guilt and resentment to yourself. So I'd recommend you stop it. Dr. Sheikh, you're on here as well. Good to see you as well. So how do we do this? How do we get through this? So first thing, stop letting people waste your time. Let's get through the strategies behind this, okay? First thing, set your day in your highest priority task actions. Your priorities, not someone else's. If you can decide what your priorities are at the beginning of the day and you create that and you understand that from the beginning, you set the tone for the day. Whatever you don't prioritize and create what's called neg entropy to will go into entropy. Entropy means chaos. Whatever you don't organize goes into chaos. If you don't organize time, it goes into chaos. That's Parkinson's law. If you don't organize money, it goes into chaos. Again, Parkinson's law. If you don't organize your business, your work, your life, whatever you don't organize will automatically lead into chaos. So if you're looking at your time and you're saying, why are people wasting my time? It's because you haven't organized it all day long. When I start the day, you can ask my team, my staff, I don't see messages, anything. I start at 8:30 and I go. And I haven't stopped. And every minute is accounted for until I'm done. This Facebook Live will be the end of my day, but it will be non-stop. I don't take lunch. I fast. I do intermittent fasting. I don't want to stop. I don't need to break because what I've got, the people I'm helping, the people I'm serving, the people I'm getting on calls with are far more important to me than taking a little break, okay? So first thing you do is you got to set your priorities on your tasks, not your time. Stop scheduling meetings based on time. Schedule them based on tasks. Outcome, 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 outcome. And if you accomplish the outcomes you're looking for, the feeling you're going to get is much more empowered. If you base it on time, you can spend most of your time wasting it. Oh, how many times does it take? How long does it take to make a decision? Not that long. You gather information, go, 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 contemplate, get the positives, get the negatives, make a decision, go, move on. Most people are spending all this time contemplating decisions. That's corporate America. I'm sorry to say that, corporate America, but it's more contemplation than it is just moving forward. An entrepreneur doesn't have time. So you set the tone by setting it up by saying, okay, I got 15 minutes. When I look at my calendar, I've got it set up. Here's my tasks. Within this 15-minute slot, I'm doing this. Today, I haven't even touched email since this morning. I may look at it today. I may not. I may push it till tomorrow. But 15 minutes for email. Type it up. Be done with it. And if you hate email like I do, delegate it to somebody else because it's a pain. Number 2, the stuff that is lower value on your task list, delegate it. It's a feedback mechanism trying to tell you that you need to stop wasting your time on doing things that have low value to you. I don't do dishes. I have zero interest in dishes. I don't clean the house. I don't vacuum. I don't do laundry. Oh my God, you're such a bad man, Dr. Trivedi. I'm kind of quirky today, can you tell? That's because I'm on day 4 of a fast, only a water fast. All I've had is water for the last 4 days, and my energy is like off the chart. It's kind of insane. But do the things that matter to you the most. Decipher that. Figure it out. Figure out what it is that's most important to your day. The most important thing I can do is teach. Get on calls with clients. That's what I do 99% of the time. Meet with my team, meet with my business, do some of the strategy stuff. But then I really come off of the strategy. I let them kind of handle the strategy now. Because I realized that the more I try to control strategy, the more I disempower them. So now I said, I'm not doing it. I said, no, you do the job that you're designed to do and go create it. So you got to do the higher value tasks in your day. And as you're going through that, please get this right here. If you manage your day on highest priority tasks, you end up with more energy and enthusiasm at the end of it. Most people are fatigued and exhausted at the end of the day because they've wasted time doing the shit that's low value and let other people distract them with low value. How is it 11 hours later, not eating any food, I'm like freaking ready to, I can do a 12-hour seminar right now. I can go all night long, like Lionel Richie says. But most people don't do that. Most people are doing the complete opposite. They're trying to manage their time and all that. They're trying to manage hours rather than tasks. I don't get that. And I think the third and final thing I would say that I recommend highly to do to make sure you stop letting people waste time is you value what you do. And this is the most important thing. Look at whatever you're doing that day and value it. See it for yourself, how it serves your life. Not just this, it's not just a task. How does it serve your life? How does it make your life a better life to live? How does it make it more exceptional? How does it make it amazing? How does that work? Because the more value you place in the work that you do, the more energized you're going to become. And the more energized you're going to become, the more you're going to want to put more of it into the world. That's how it works. It's a cyclical cycle. We start, I'll just say it this way. We start with the lower part of the brain in doing the things that we have to do to evolve our consciousness to get up to the point where we can do the things that we love to do. If you don't delegate and you stay in the have-tos, then you never move to the things and never live a life that's inspired in doing the things that you love to do. And you live a life in guilt and shame of resentment of doing the things that you have to versus living a life that inspires you doing the things that you love to. And if you can evolve yourself and see the things that I'm showing you just on time to do that, then you go up the ladder to live a life that is inspirational to you, that you get up every morning. I get up every morning without an alarm clock. And I'm not trying to make this about me. I'm just trying to give you an example of, there are a lot of people, like I'm not saying me, but there are people out there every single day that get up in the morning without an alarm clock. And there are people, we see the people that, oh my God, it's like 9 o'clock. I gotta get out of bed. Can't believe it. My life is so horrible. It's 9 freaking o'clock. Like, I don't know. How do you even sleep till 9 o'clock? I don't know how to do that. But something to consider for yourself. If you get these strategies I'm trying to share with you guys right, the game changes. The game completely changes. You start getting more energy, more enthusiasm, more vitality in your life. And you don't let people just come along and take away what's most valuable, which is your greatest asset is your time. Not your money, not any of that. Not even your relationships, because relationships are there to teach you lessons. Your greatest asset is your time. Because when you don't have enough of it, you're going to ask for more of it. Just like Steve Jobs did. And when you value it, you won't ask for more of it. You'll do the things that you value, but you'll actually appreciate the time that you're given. Because that's one of the things that we don't know. We don't know how long we necessarily have. Why spend it doing shit you don't want to? Why spend it wasting it on things that don't matter? Why spending it arguing about things that don't really value our time? Don't get caught up in the dramas of other people's drama. Stay focused on the task at hand, the mission at hand, and don't get caught up in other people's shit. People will try and take you into it all the time. They're more than willing to suck you into the world of drama, and you know what I'm talking about. But be so committed to your mission and your aligned mission, which is what I do. get people congruent to their mission, that they are actually able to live completely congruent to themselves. So that when they get completely congruent to who they are, they don't have time for this. I don't have time for people's drama. I got millions of people to serve in my lifetime. I don't know how I'm going to get there. I'll figure it out. But I don't have time for people's drama. Like this person, can you believe Susie said this? Oh my God, can you believe this? I don't care. Good for them. Congratulations. But so many people get caught up in it because they think they need it, because their life has meaning if they feel more valuable than others. So you need drama, other people's drama, to make yourself feel better about yourself. I hope you just got that, because that is huge. Those of you who look for drama need drama because it makes you feel worthy of who you are. Focus on the mission. Focus on why you're here, because when you get into the prefrontal cortex of the mission, your entire energy, vitality, enthusiasm, everything changes. And you see with clarity where you want to go. And you see with direction where you want to go. And you don't let other people waste your time. You don't let other people come along in the way and stop you from doing what it is you're here to do. You look for more people to serve, not less. You look, how can I serve the next person? When you're inspired by what you do, you look for more people to do it with. And how do I serve more people? I don't say, how do I serve less people? We have a philosophy, and I'll share this with you guys very openly. I have nothing to hide in this capacity. In business, they say, how do you weed people out? Right? And I was working with a business consultant recently, and my team can attest to this, is that they sit and they say, well, I need to get the target client. And so I need to get the target client into my business. So I want to weed everyone out. You've heard this before. You've heard this pervasive philosophy. In business, you got to weed out people. And when you weed people out, you get the target buyer in front of you. Oh, okay, great. And so that way you make more sales. And they were trying to sell me on the pervasive idea that we're going to teach you how to weed people out. And I said, I understand it. And I said, look, most businesses, most coaches, most consultants, most doctors, most people are looking for, let me just only have people that are, that can afford my services. And that's it. I don't want to serve anybody else because everyone else's lives don't matter. I said, I fucking hate that philosophy. I really do. Obviously, I'm pretty heated about it because I'm swearing like I'm dropping the F-bomb on it. I hate that philosophy for what I do. Look, if you're a plumber and that's all you do, that's cool. Like, I mean, that's fine. But for me, for what I do, I know there's not a single person on the planet that if they do the work that I'm teaching them, it will transform the course of their life. I know that. I've seen it. I've seen it happen. I've seen, like I was saying this morning, I had a case yesterday with a woman that has been through so much trauma, so much guilt, so much shame, so much where her life was flipped upside down, that if I wed her out and didn't serve her where she needed to be, then she would get sick and continue to get sick and probably walk herself down a path of death. And so I don't look at how do I weed people out. I figure out in my business, and we had an entire meeting on this. How do I weed people in? How do I get more people to say yes? Not how do I push more people out that I push away. I'm not into that. I don't like that. I don't, that doesn't feel right to my soul in any way. What I look for is how do I weed people in? How do I figure out how to help more people wherever they're at? So if you're watching this, you're watching a free video, you're learning. I hope you're learning. You may say, I hate this freaking crazy Indian doctor, but he's very talented. He's very funny. When he talks like this, he's very funny. It may engage you. I get it. I understand. But I'm trying to figure out ways that I can serve you more and do more for you, because that's how you serve the world. I don't know. That's my philosophy on it. But if you're focused on that, I'm focused on that. I get up in the morning and say, how do I serve more people? And if that's my focus and that's my intention and that's my outcome for the day, then I'm not going to let someone waste my time. I think it's something to consider, and I'm going to consider that for yourself. And I don't mean to sound like, I'm not a religion and I'm not, a church or any of that stuff, but how do you help more people? I don't know. I just think that's the coolest thing. How do you help more? How do you make other people's lives better? How do you weed people into your system to help them? Because they're all saying that they have a problem. Most people want to push people up because they only look at money as their gain. Look, you can make money that way. I get it. But at some point in your life, from every wealthy person I've ever met, and I've met a lot, I haven't met many billionaires. I've met centimillionaires. And eventually you get to the point, like, it's just more money. It doesn't give you more meaning. What you do with the money may give you more meaning. You know, I was thinking Bruce Wayne, Batman. What the hell am I thinking about? I'm talking about Bill Gates, not Bruce Wayne. Obviously, maybe now my brain is starting to fatigue. But Bill Gates, you know, whether you like him or hate him, he believes he's doing something right. He believes his Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation is serving the world. Some people are going to say yes, he is. Some people are saying he's not. Whatever your pervasive philosophy is, there's going to be an anti-philosophy that exists as it is. So something to consider for today, I suggest. Let me know. I'm going to say if you have any questions. Has this been valuable for you guys? Jane says, collaborate with the highest part of people. I agree with that. I can't disagree with that. Find them their highest values with all you do with your programs. Thank you, Wendy. I appreciate that. Trying to see if there's any other comments or questions I can answer for you guys. Olivia, good to have you here. Cool. So, Tracy, do I ever lie? I'm telling the truth. She's like, you're telling the truth. I didn't know I ever lied. I guess I do at some capacity. I have to lie because if I tell the truth, I have to lie somewhere else. Who do I lie to? That's a good question. Because it's either the scene are the same for my students who know that. So, look, in recap, if you're allowing people to waste your time, you're not focused on what it is your mission is. If you're not focused on what your mission truly is, then you're lost in your life. You're lost. I want you to ask yourself on the scale of 1 to 10, how lost are you? And if it's anything under a 5, I'm going to suggest you book a call. Why? Because you're wasting time and you're wasting your life. This is not about selling you anything. This is about getting on a call and getting clarity. I promise you, the call gets you clarity. And then you can decide. I don't invite everybody to work with us. My team doesn't invite everyone to work with us. Most people we push away. And the ones we push away get massive clarity through how to move forward. And if and when the time is right to weed you back into my system through maybe videos or something like that you're ready to say, hey, look, I want to do something, great, fantastic. If not, I've served you and I've served my purpose by weeding you in and helping you get more clarity, get unstuck, move forward in your life. Because being lost is a symptom of being unclear on your mission. Those who are clear on their mission don't say that they're lost. I was speaking with a lady this morning. God, my heart went out to this lady. I just want her to win. 64 years old and trying to figure out finances, life, all that stuff that, life stuff for her that she hasn't been able to figure out because of her emotions, her chaos. And I asked her how lost she was. And on a scale of 1 to 10, she said like she was a 0. Meaning that she felt completely lost. And I felt for her. My heart went out for her. It really did. I was like, man, this is tough. This is tough for her. 64 years old, feeling completely lost. If you're lost with your life, your health and vitality show up with it. So, look, the team will put the link. Go schedule a call. Don't waste your time. If you're under a 5, if you ask that question and you're under a 5, then just ask yourself, okay, what do I got to lose? Nothing. I had another lady on a call today. She was like deathly afraid to get on a call with me. Like, what am I going to do? Like, put a gun to your head and like, she's like, so I'm very apprehensive about this call. Okay, cool. I'm not like, she's like, well, I don't know if I want to do your programs. I said, I didn't invite you into my program. You're not ready to be in my program. You got a lot of other stuff to do first, but let's get you clear here first. People don't get that. I think we're so apprehensive by wondering like what's going to happen in their lives. So something to consider. I suggest you do it. I would recommend it. I think it's valuable. Those that have been on it can also say it's valuable. Kevin, good to see you on here. Misty, always good to see you on here. I have to comment to your post. I've been busy all day. So, Misty, I do have to comment to you. Congratulations for waking up to that. I'm glad that I struck a nerve with that yesterday, because I'm not here to make you feel good. I'm not here to make you feel good. I just want you to know that this is not a motivational podcast, whatever people say, oh, you're in the speaking business, you're a motivational speaker. Fuck no. I'm not here to motivate you. If you need motivation, you need something from the inside. I'm here to inspire you and teach you to inspire your life. When your mission is clear, you wake up to inspired in your life. That's what I'm interested in doing. That's what I'm here to do. That's what I'm waking people up to do. I'm not here to motivate you. I'm here to tell you the truth and how to master your life, because that's what's been my mission for the last 25 years of your life. And that being said, I sincerely appreciate all of you. And Ray, good to have you on here, my friend, already. Awesome. Great seeing you here as well. Let's get clear. Let's get focused on who we are. Let's master our lives, master our missions, master the things that we're going to do with our life. Let's make an impact. Because as one of my students has coined the term, the Trevedians are here and we're making an impact. What if we could? You know, I said this to my team. What if we could? Why not try? Because I think the alternative sucks. So why not try doing something important and powerful with our lives? And do something meaningful that makes us perceive that our life is meaningful. I think that's a powerful state to be in. So with that being said, guys, I wish you a wonderful, wonderful evening. Have a fantastic time. Next week, I do want to share with you, instead of this Facebook Live, I'm going to be doing a webinar. We're going to put the links out here. If this is value to you, I'm doing a webinar next week. I don't know what I'm going to call it, but it's probably going to be tied around my new technology that I've patented and I'm releasing. It's about really the I'll say it this way. It's about creating a true fulfilling life and how to actually do that and how to actually measure that. It's never been done. It's coming live to you. So if I can, I will say it's about that, but we're going to clear a lot of the things. And so it'll be a webinar next week. So thank you guys again for joining me. Thank you for taking your time. It's always important to me when you guys sit and comment, and I truly, truly appreciate all of it. Love to all of you, and I'll see you guys on another video. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.